Hi everyone. We're very happy to see you. Today we're hosting Yuval. Yuval has developed a new app to learn Hebrew for German people. We will hear about the new app, the challenges, and what he's planning for the future. So, Yuval, hi.
Hi guys, it's really nice to meet you here in the first time in Israel Learn, and I hope we'll have a nice conversation today.
Yuval, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, about the background and your connection to Germany?
Yes, of course. So I'm actually originally from Israel. I was born and raised in Haifa. I went to the army, I finished my army service, I worked, and then I went traveling. And during my travels, I met my current girlfriend, his name is Caroline, and we live together now in Mainz. After traveling, I came back to Israel. I was not sure what I want to do. I went to Germany. I stayed there for about almost a year. I studied German. I worked there a little bit, but then I decided I want to do my bachelor degree in Israel. So I was flying back and forth for 3 years to Germany and Israel until I finished my studies exactly 1 week before Corona started. I came here to Germany, and since then I'm mostly here. And I started my master program in TU Darmstadt. I'm studying computer science also in my master. And I just finished my first semester. And the program is about 2 years, so I have another year and a half pretty much.
Wow, amazing. Like long distance relationship, it must be very hard, must be challenging, but it is working and we're happy to hear
Yes,
about it.
it was a difficult 3 years because we had to fly back and forth. I think I flew more than 15 times. Sorry for the damage for the environment, but that's what we had to do. But now I'm mostly here. Hopefully, when the corona is pretty much will be finished, I will be able to fly and see my family a little bit more than before.
Amazing. We hope to fly soon also. So tell us more about the new app that you have created.
Yeah, cool. So the app is called Hebrew Fox. There's no reason too deep behind the name, just a small joke. The idea for the app began when I wanted my girlfriend to study Hebrew, and she was very disappointed from everything in the market. Like every app that we found was they forced you to learn to read Hebrew, and then that's something that she didn't want to do. She wanted to speak Hebrew, she wanted to understand, but every app on the market always like pushed you to study how to write the words. And this is something that I understood it was a problem, but not only for her, but for a lot of people. So I developed in the beginning an app for her. It was called Applicaro, because her name is Caroline, so application Caroline. And it worked. It was very nice, but it had some problems because it only could use for one user, and I wanted all the people that wish to use it. And also I want to make it a bit more professional and not just like plain black on white script in the phone. So I took the time that we were supposed to fly to Australia for a vacation, but then Corona came, so I took those 3 months that you planned and I invested them instead of starting a new job and all this. I decided to invest in building the app. So the app took about three and a half months to build. Then it was sitting in the drawer, so to say, for about half a year until recently, when I pretty much finished with my semester. I decided now I have time to actually publish it. And that's what happened pretty much a week ago. And since then, I'm very happy because I get very good reviews from it and people are happy. And yeah.
Wow, first of all, it's really a special story of how you have started to develop this application, that you really wanted your girlfriend to study Hebrew, but as it's supposed to be like accurate to her needs, and since the options weren't so suitable, you have decided to do something different. And also, we're very happy to hear that there are more options to learn Hebrew and not just one app. So it's good for the diversity.
Mm-hmm.
And you used also what you have learned in the university, right?
Yeah, so for the programming part, I used some of the knowledge I got during my bachelor degree, a little bit from my army service, but a lot of the things I really had to learn from not from zero, but a lot of the technology that I did not use to work with before, to develop apps. And for me, it was also a nice learning experience because I got to design the product, decide what's going to be inside. I had to record all the words, which was also a bit about audio editing and also a bit of some of the business side, so to say, because pretty much the app is for free, but I did want to make sure that I don't lose money doing it. So it covers there's some advertisement in the app, but they only cover the basic functions and the development costs, but it's basically for free. And because the feeling that I got was, okay, this is not going to be something that I'm going to make huge amount of money with, then might as well just make it open for everyone who has interest in Hebrew and got stuck in this stage where he couldn't understand because he could not read and write. And that's why I saw a lot of people are getting struggling with.
Can you maybe expand on one thing for our German audience? You just said you already got programming skills doing the army. German people don't expect you to have anything to do with programming in the army. So can you maybe expand a little bit on this? What did you do in your army time and how came that you learned programming or basic programming there?
If I'll tell you, I'll have to kill you. No, I'm just kidding. I served in a unit called 8200, 8200 is the official English name, but it's practically the technological intelligence unit in the army. And there you have to do a lot with systems and with signal intelligence and networking. And you work a lot around technologies, and sometimes some of the jobs also require you to program. What I did was not specifically programming and working as a programmer in the army. My job was something else, but you are surrounded in this environment of technological tools and ideas, and the entire infrastructure is surrounded about it. So you get to work with it during the army. It's just the surrounding you're at. And I was lucky that I was not just holding a gun and watching the border, but I actually got to do something a bit more interesting. Yeah, that's pretty much about the army service.
So, Yuval, can you tell us what were the main challenges during the developing of this app? Also technical, and maybe also the reactions of the people while they were using this?
So I can tell from the technical side that for me it was a learning curve. So it's not something that I've done before and now I just do another one. For me, it was also a new experience. That means studying a new technology and studying the whole, it's called a stack. So from the front end side, like what does the user actually see and deals with, like the buttons and the clicks and everything, and also the back side, what happens on the server, what information is downloaded from the server, how do I authenticate the user, so I make sure that actually you are who you say you are. And a lot of those things were new to me because I've never really done them, but it was a nice learning curve and it was very fun to work with those technologies because they really allow you to do what you want to do without too much hard work. From the personal side, I had to record all the words. It's my beautiful, beautiful voice that you hear in the app. But it also took me about 2 weeks of a very hoarse voice. And after I got recording everything, I was very happy that it was finished. And also people's reaction, a lot of people were happy that something like this will come. And I heard from the reviews that I got that people were happy that something exists. But it was for me a bit scary in the beginning to put myself out there and to say, okay, this is my app. I wrote it. I really believe it's good and you guys should also use it. And also to charge money and advertising on it was also something that I had to finally, in the end, believe that I really did a good job and the app is really worth it. It's really a good app and I stand behind it and I believe I did a good product. So this took some time to actually fall into this place, but now I'm really happy with it and I'm proudly standing behind this product. So this was the microphone I used for the recordings. This fancy thing is just to block some of the wind from the speaking, so the voice is a bit more clear. And it's not too expensive. I think it costs like 50 euros, 60 euros. It's a pretty good microphone. I didn't want to exaggerate. I thought just a good quality, but a normal price.
So Yuval, tell us again, everyone can download it from the App Store and they just need to write down Hebrew Fox?
Not from the App Store, but from the Google Play Store, which is the shop for Android applications. The app is called Hebrew Fox without spaces, just one word, Hebrew Fox. It's for free, and there's some ads here and there in the app. And if someone wants to support the continuation of this project, then they can also buy an ad-free version for $1.99 that supports me and supports the continuation that the app stays alive, which is in my intentions just so the app stays longer and more people can use it and learn Hebrew. Yeah.
Are you planning to make improvements or update the application? Are you working on it?
Currently, I want to see how it goes. There is a plan that when I will have a bit more time, maybe in the next semester break, I will make also I got a lot of requests for a version also for iPhone, because of course they can see there's a nice app for it, and they really, all the iPhone users are jealous and also want. So I hope that next time that I will have time, I will do some. I found a few errors or small bugs in the app that I really wish to repair. I want to add more words, because right now those are about, I would say, 700 like basic words, but also a lot of verbs and adjectives. And so I want to add more. I want to make the app not just the beginning step, but also something a bit more advanced. So this, I will hope, will be the next stage. I will have to see when I have time and when does it fit, and if there's really a demand for it and people will use it, then there might be a new and improved version of the app, but maybe in a while. Currently, I want to see how it goes and that people are really using and enjoying the app.
Wow, amazing. I think Gerald will download it right away. I would like to ask, Yuval, how do you think that this app can improve or maintain the relationship between Israel and Germany?
I published the app in a group, for example, of Israeli and German couples. So like people that live in Israel and they have a spouse which is German or the other way around. And they told me a lot of them that they are really finally seeing something that they can learn Hebrew together, which was fun for me, because I struggle with this issue as well with my girlfriend, that I wanted her to study Hebrew. That was important to me, but I saw that there was just not enough. There's no good connection to do with other apps, and I saw that this one can really allow it more. I really hope that more people that I don't necessarily have a direct connection to Israel will see it as a bridge to learn the language, and through the language also the country and its people. It's a bit far away, but I really hope that this is the direction it's going. And I believe that this connection, this bridge between two countries is important, and every step and everything we can improve on it, I'll give my small contribution to this important bridge between the countries.
Wow, amazing. And I'm very excited about it. And do you know German? Have you learned this language?
Ja, na klar. Yes, I actually learned German for about 7 months in courses. So I reached a level of about a bit more, not C1, but also more than B2. So somewhere between B2 and C1, which is for me, it's good enough now. I'm happy with it. I plan to improve it on the future. Just I don't really want to do German courses anymore, because I'm pretty fluent in the language now, and German courses are a good thing to do in the beginning. But now when I already deal almost daily with German, then I don't really feel like doing anymore. I do recommend that someone that really wants to learn the language, I found that this is the best tool in order to learn German. I started with Duolingo. Duolingo, by the way, is really good for German, surprisingly, not for Hebrew. But the next step would be a German course, German podcasts, reading, hearing, watching shows. It's very good.
Wow, I'm very proud of you. As someone who tried, and I'm trying a little bit to learn German, it's also not very easy, but it's necessary. So definitely, you made it in a very good way, how to build the bridge between people, between Israelis and Germans. I really appreciate what you have done, and I hope that it will really expand and that people more and more will download the application. Your entrepreneur app is amazing. Thank you very much. Giran, do you want to ask any other questions?
Yeah, I have one more question. Very specific.
Sorry,
about the app. I think it could be interesting for some of our viewers who are listening to our videos and watching it. When you open it, you need to register, I think, with Google account or email address or whatever. Why do you need a user registration at all? As you know, many German people are very concerned about their personal data. So why do you need a registration and don't do it like anonymous? And what are you doing with the data of the German people?
Oh, great question. First of all, I would say the German craziness about data privacy, it's something that I think for Israelis is kind of, I would say, a bit not understood, because we don't have it. Like, our data is all over the place, and I think most Israelis are, as far as I see, are fine with it. Okay, so why do I need a login? First of all, you can log in with any address, any email address that you have, and then you stay completely anonymous to me. So if you only have an email address, you will never receive any email or any spam, anything. I don't send anything. It doesn't interest me. The reason there is a registration to the app is that I can save your progress in the app. So there's like different levels, and the more levels you do, the more open. And the idea is that you will save your progress during the app, how many lessons you did, what lessons you did. The idea is that you will have your personal place in there and not just be an anonymous user using the app like any other app. For example, even Duolingo has the same option. What do I do with the data? To be honest, when you use Google and Facebook authentication, they ask you what kind of data you want to be used. I chose the minimal exposure, so to say. Like my app doesn't share information, as far as I understood, with those parties. So what I get from your profile from Facebook, the bare minimum. So like your name, your current location, and that's pretty much it. So the idea is they a lot of times ask you, like, would you like to do it in order to get more revenue on your advertisement? I didn't really want to do that. So the most basic information, what we would see in an advertising Facebook, the same characteristic there, it will be here, but there will be no more data gathering. Also, I'm not trying to sell anything. So for me, it's kind of meaningless where you at, for me, it's doesn't really matter. And the reason I chose Google and Facebook, I just thought, okay, that's what I would use. And also an email that you can put any valid email address and it will be fine. Like I wouldn't care. To me, it was a non-issue to ask, how would you like to connect? The only reason that I need a valid user identity in order to save your progress in the app. Otherwise, yeah.
Thank you for the very detailed answer.
Really, thank you for all what you are doing. I think it's very special and it's very unique to do such a thing. I mean, to take your need as a person, like your personal challenge with the Hebrew, and then to turn it into app that help more people. And yeah, it's amazing. So thank you very much, Yuval.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, guys. It was a pleasure.